What challenges can occur during the debugging process? Have you ever found yourself stuck trying to fix a bug in your code? Debugging can be a tricky process, and several challenges can make it even harder. Let's take a closer look at what you might face during this journey. First, identifying the root cause of a bug can be quite difficult. In large codebases, errors may show up from where they actually originate. This means you will need to carefully analyze the code to narrow down where the problem lies. Sometimes, error messages can be cryptic, adding to the confusion. Next, there are intermittent bugs that do not appear consistently. You might find that a bug disappears when you try to reproduce it. These bugs depend on specific timing or environmental conditions, making them hard to trace. This can be especially frustrating when you think you have fixed the issue, only for it to pop up again later. Another challenge comes from the complexity of codebases and their interdependencies. Large applications often consist of multiple modules that relying on each other. An error in one module can cause issues in another, which complicates the debugging process. Understanding the entire system's architecture is essential to isolate the problem. Concurrency and synchronization issues can also be a headache. In multi-threaded or distributed systems, bugs related to race conditions or deadlocks are common. These bugs can be unpredictable, making them challenging to debug. Additionally, a lack of documentation and code clarity can slow you down. If the code is poorly documented or structured, it can take extra time to figure out what is happening before you can even start fixing bugs. Time constraints can add pressure to the debugging process. Developers often face tight deadlines, which can lead to rushed fixes that might not address the root cause. This can create new issues down the line. Environment and integration issues can also cause headaches. Differences between development, testing, and production environments can lead to bugs that are hard to reproduce. Integration errors, where components do not work together as expected, add another layer of complexity. Specialized skills and tool usage are also important. Effective debugging requires knowledge of various debugging tools and techniques. If you are not familiar with these, diagnosing issues can take longer. Lastly, some bugs expose security vulnerabilities. These can include improper input validation or buffer overflows. Fixing these bugs requires additional care to avoid introducing new risks. To tackle these challenges, consider breaking down the problem into smaller parts and testing modules independently. Use debugging tools like step-through debuggers and log analyzers to gather detailed information. Collaborating with peers through code reviews can provide fresh perspectives. Documenting bugs and their fixes can help build a knowledge base for the future. Implementing comprehensive unit tests can catch bugs early and prevent regressions. Debugging is often an iterative process that requires patience and a methodical approach. By understanding these challenges and using systematic strategies, you can improve your debugging skills and fix programming bugs more effectively.